tool has predicted the exact bottom of Bitcoin every single time. And if you follow just this one tool for the past 5 years on Bitcoin, meaning you bought when it said to buy and sold when it said to sell, you would have made 5,142%. Not only that, but I'll be sharing 3 secret tools that I use on a daily basis to know exactly when to buy and sell Bitcoin. Let's jump straight into it. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a tool that could track all of the wallets on the crypto network, every single one. And while tracking all of these wallets, it could see exactly when the majority of people were trading for a profit and when the majority of people were trading for a loss. Don't you think that could be some useful information? You see, fear and greed run the markets on a day-to-day basis. When the majority of people are trading for a profit in a specific asset like Bitcoin, that's a pretty good indication that specific level is filled with greed and will likely be the top of Bitcoin, as it's inevitable that people will start taking profits and start selling, creating a snowball effect to the downside. Same goes for purchasing Bitcoin. For a majority of the time, it's a pretty good idea to be purchasing Bitcoin when the majority of people are trading for a loss. If only there was a tool that could track all of this for you and give you the exact statistics in real time so you wouldn't have to look them up yourself and have to do all of that work. There is a tool. Introducing our first tool, the MVRV Z-score on Glassnode. First step, go to the description of the video, click this Glassnode link. That'll bring you to this website, go up here and click charts. On the left-hand side, there should be a category called market. Click it. Scroll down till you see the subcategory MVRV, click that. Then finally, click the MVRV Z-score tool. It'll bring up a chart that looks like this. The black line is Bitcoin's price. The orange line is the market value, realized value of Bitcoin, which is basically just fancy talk for the profit ratio of long-term holders of Bitcoin. Historically speaking, these long-term holders tend to take profits at the right time, while the short-term holders are the ones who get stuck with the bag and take the loss. So statistically speaking, we should be doing the same as the long-term holders. So if we take a closer look at this chart, you'll see a red zone and a green zone. Whenever we enter into this red zone, that means long-term holders are in extreme profit. When we enter into this green zone, that means the majority of people are trading for a loss. So this tool is pretty simple to use actually. While looking at this chart, we can more or less just completely ignore this black line. What we are more interested in is the MVRV, which is the orange line. As you can see from looking at this chart, whenever this orange line goes into this red zone, it has been the absolute top of the Bitcoin cycle, as this is where the majority of greed is taking place. Same thing goes for the opposite direction. Whenever the orange line has touched this green zone, it has been the absolute bottom of the Bitcoin cycle. And just look how accurate this tool has been in the past. Orange line comes down to this green zone, goes up, comes back down to this green zone, goes up, comes back down to this green zone, goes up. Every time price has come down to this zone, it has been the absolute bottom of the Bitcoin cycle, and Bitcoin goes up afterwards. So to use this indicator, it's pretty simple. You want to be buying as much Bitcoin as humanly possible when this orange line comes down to this green zone, as every single cycle bottom has started to reverse at this green zone. Whenever the orange line comes to this red zone, you should start looking to close your positions, as this is where greed starts to kick in and will likely be the top of the cycle. So yes, this is more of a long-term indicator. Price isn't going to go to this green and red zone very often. But with that said, it's definitely important to know so when it does happen, you know exactly how to capitalize on it. Also, you don't even need to use just Bitcoin for this tool. You can use this tool for Ethereum, Solana, Tron, or basically any token for that matter. Great tool to know. Moving on. Next tool. But before that, how does 10% sound? 10% for what, you might be asking? I want you to imagine something. Imagine going out to dinner and getting a big ol' hefty bill. You got the surf and turf, so it's pretty pricey. You pull your card out your wallet, but not just any card, the new Bybit Card. Yes, believe it or not, Bybit has came out with a debit card, and to top it off, you get 10% cash back with it. 10% The norm for credit cards these days is like 2%. You get 10% with this bad boy, and you can choose whether you get your cash back in Bitcoin, USDT, or Ethereum. You can spend this puppy at any place that accepts MasterCard, which is basically everywhere. It's pretty simple. The funds are just deducted from your Bybit account automatically with seamless conversion from crypto to fiat. So you can literally spend crypto and easily convert it to real world money basically anywhere. Not only that, but the more you use it, the more points you get. And with these points, you can buy crypto airdrops, gift cards, and a ton of other things. If you use crypto at all and don't have this card, what are you doing? If you're interested in getting this card and trying it out, I'll leave a link in my description. I mean, 10% cash back. How can you beat that? Okay, back to the video. Next tool. Go to my description and click this link by TradingView. It'll bring you to this website. Click products, then superchart. First things first, we want to do our analysis on Bitcoin. So come up here to the search bar and type in Bitcoin and click this first result. Next, go to your indicators tab and search Bitcoin Power Law Corridor. Make sure you choose this one by this guy. When you first add it to your chart, it should look something like this. Next, go to the bottom right hand corner of your chart and click this little hexagon tool. You're gonna want to switch from regular to logarithmic. So now we're viewing the Bitcoin chart as a logarithmic function. And if we look at the full history of Bitcoin, you can see just how accurate this tool has been in the past. Every time Bitcoin has come down to this bottom green line, it has been the absolute bottom of the cycle and Bitcoin skyrocketed afterwards. Same goes for the other direction. Whenever Bitcoin has touched this red line, it has been the absolute top and Bitcoin crashed afterwards. So knowing this, how can we use this tool to benefit our trading? So how I personally will use it is like this. If I'm currently in any crypto positions, I will start to get more and more wary as price gets closer and closer to this red line. It's the exact opposite for this green line. If price ever comes down and touches this green line, you should be looking to buy as much Bitcoin as humanly possible, as you're pretty likely to be buying Bitcoin at a huge discount if it ever comes down to this area. And again, just look how accurate this tool has been in the past. It uses this green line beautifully as a strong support. Then once we start getting closer to this red line, it starts to reverse. Now, we shouldn't use this red line as a telltale sign for a take profit, as it's not guaranteed that Bitcoin will even reach all the way up to this red line in the first place. For example, back in 2021, Bitcoin came close to this red line but didn't fully reach it and fell anyway. So you shouldn't use it as an exact take profit indicator, but more or less use it as an indicator to know when to start getting wary and start looking to sell, or when you should start looking to get excited to buy. Very useful indicator. Now, like I said before, the one major drawback of the indicator we just went over is that it's pretty good at telling you exactly when to buy Bitcoin, but when it comes to selling, it can really happen anywhere in this red zone. If only there was an indicator that could tell you exactly when the top was occurring. Well, there is. Go to the indicators tab on TradingView, type in Bitcoin Cycle Master, click this one by this guy. Next, go to the settings of the indicator and uncheck all of these boxes besides plot terminal price. I will also be changing the color of this indicator to yellow. While using this indicator, I like to use it in conjunction with the Bitcoin Power Law Corridor indicator we just went over. It's pretty similar in the sense that every time Bitcoin reaches this yellow line, it's most likely the top and Bitcoin is likely to fall afterwards. And remember how I was saying back in 2021, the Bitcoin Power Law Corridor didn't catch the exact top of this move. Well, this Bitcoin Cycle Master indicator caught it absolutely perfect, and if we zoom out, just look how accurate this indicator has been in the past. Every single time Bitcoin has reached this yellow line, it has been the absolute top of Bitcoin and the price fell directly afterward. If you use this in combination with the Bitcoin Power Law Corridor, it can give you some absolute beautiful setups for your future trades. So yes, all of these indicators are more long-term indicators. And I know it doesn't fit the whole make money fast scheme that the majority of YouTubers pump out on a daily basis. Sure, price may only come down to this green zone once every 3 years, or it may only touch this yellow line once every 2 years. But if you truly want to be profitable in trading, these tools will give you the absolute best chance to do so. And you're way more likely to not only buy in very highly discounted zones, but also sell in areas where price is most likely to be overextended. So yeah, these indicators don't give signals very often, but now that you watch this video, when it does happen, you'll be ready to capitalize on it.